Welcome to the Komatsu Pre-Shift Brake Test. Komatsu recommends that operators perform static brake tests to verify that the braking systems are adequate at the beginning of each shift before operating the truck. The static brake tests allow the operator to check the service brake, parking brake, and the dynamic retarder. The purpose of these tests are to verify the functionality of the service brake, parking brake, and retarder systems at the time they are tested. After performing each test, it is the operator's responsibility to determine if the truck passed that test and if the truck is safe for operation. The order for performing the brake tests, service brake, parking brake, or retarding system does not matter. Each brake test is a separate test, where one brake system or all three can be tested at any time. If the truck fails any brake test, notify maintenance personnel immediately. Do not resume operation unless the truck passes all brake tests. The static brake test utilizes a momentary switch with a check light located on the dash panel. The brake test switch is used to initiate a brake test. Press on the top of the momentary switch to enter the brake test mode. If certain conditions are met, the lamp will turn on solid and the operator can launch a brake test sequence. This amber light is referred to as the brake check light. When illuminated, a brake test is ready. When flashing, the brake test is at the validation point, or the retard system test is successfully completed. If the brake check light does not illuminate immediately after pressing the brake test switch, there is most likely a problem with the setup request or the required operational state. Refer to the setup conditions and take action to prepare the truck for a brake test. Turn your attention to the operator text display panel. Ensure that the engine is at low idle. The drive system state is ready, and there are no active faults. Limp mode is not active. Ground speed is 0. Brake lock switch is off. The dump body is down, and there is no payload or excessive carryback. The service brake test checks both front and rear wheel brakes. These brakes should be applied only when the dynamic retarding requires additional braking force to slow the truck speed quickly, or at slow speeds for stopping and holding the truck stationary, as required during normal haul cycles. The service brake test procedure is as follows. Drive system is in ready mode. Engine is at low idle. No active faults. Limp mode is not active. Ground speed is 0, and the dump body is down. The brake lock switch is off. Fully apply the service brake pedal. Select the neutral position. Press the brake test switch and wait for the amber brake check lamp to turn on. With the service brake pedal still fully applied, fully depress the accelerator pedal. The drive system controller will enter propel mode and generate torque up to the service brake limit. Maintain full service brake pressure during the test. Once propelled torque has reached the limits of the service brake test, the brake check light will begin to flash. This is the indication for the operator to make a determination as to the status of the service brake system. If the truck did not move, the service brake system passed the test. If the truck moved during the test, the service brake system failed the test. The park brake test procedure is as follows. This procedure checks the park brake assemblies. Park brakes are used to hold a truck stationary when it is left unattended, with or without the engine running. The brake lock is off. The shift selector is in park. Press the brake test switch and wait for the amber brake check lamp to turn on. Leaving the shift selector in the park position, fully depress the accelerator pedal. The drive system controller will enter propel mode and generate torque up to the park brake limit. Once propelled torque has reached the limits of the park brake test, the brake check light will begin to flash. This is the indication for the operator to make a determination as to the status of the park brake system. If the truck did not move, the park brake system passed the test. If the truck moved during the test, the park brake system failed the test. The retard system test procedure is as follows. This procedure checks the retard system circuits and components. The retarder is used for decelerating the haul truck during normal haul cycle travel. Retard operates in both forward and reverse directions. Commence the test with the shift selector in park and the brake lock off. Press the brake test switch and wait for the amber brake check lamp to turn on. Fully depress the retard pedal. The drive system controller will ramp up the engine speed and close all retard contactors, turn on the choppers, and test the retarding system by verifying current flow through each grid resistor and the grid blower motors. Upon successful completion of the test, the light will flash for 10 seconds, indicating a successful test. If the brake check light never flashes but turns off, the test has failed. When the operator releases the retard pedal, the successful test will stop and the brake check light will turn off. The last segment concludes the Komatsu pre-shift brake test procedures for service brake, park brake, and retarding systems. Remember, it is always the operator's responsibility to establish and be satisfied with the performance of each braking system before commencing hauling operations. Thank you for your attention during this video.